destruction, carnage, and metal-mashing mayhem are what you crave, then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where it's always crunch time. And you never know when you're gonna hit the pits.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Robot Wars. I'm your host, Joni, set to bring you all the mayhem in our arena as the top warriors in the robot world are set to fight it out. This is about glory. This is about pride. This is about destruction. It's Robot Wars Grand Champions. Now let's get down to the arena floor and let it loose.
All right, Joni, last time it was Wild Thing that went into the semifinalist list. So now there it is, 3 spaces left. So who's it gonna be today? We're gonna see Millennium Bug up against X-Terminator and Judge Shred 2. But first up, Arnold Terminegger, Behemoth, and Rambot.
From High Wycombe, Arnold Terminegger.
Arnold Terminegger. They liked it so much they named it twice. In at 162 pounds, he's got a lifter, a self-righting mechanism, and a water tank for a chassis.
We're Team II. I'm Ian, the team captain. This is my daughter Holly, and this is my son William, and this is our robot Arnold Terminegger.
Arnold has got a lifting device powered by a winch, which also acts as a self-righter. He has got 2 bits of metal here which stick out at the side when the lifter goes up, so that if he's on his side, he'll be lifted onto his front again.
From Potter's Bar, Rambot.
Rambot, it took them 7 months to build this thing. They're boasting tons of power, and they got a titanium inner shell. Let's see if they can protect their back tires.
Hello, my name is David Johnson, this is Tim Denyer, and this is Warren, and we are Team Challenge, and this is our robot Rambot. At the front we've got spikes which we're going to ram into the opposition, and talons on the bottom to hook them. On the back we've got more spikes, and we're going to reverse into them as fast as we can and knock hell out of them. Inside we've got the biggest batteries we could get our hands on and the biggest motors in the business, so we know we're going to do some damage with this robot.
From Hemel Hempstead and number 6 seed, Behemoth.
Behemoth looking like an unmanned snowplow, just under 2 tons of power for pushing. These guys might have what it takes.
Hi, this is Team Behemoth, myself Anthony Pritchard, Kane Aston, and Michael Pritchard. This year, this is Behemoth Evolution 3. The strength on the bucket is 300 kilograms, which just gives us good tippability.
This year we've come along with self-righters, so that even if we roll right upside down, we can always get back on our wheels.
We've also upgraded the drive for this wars, and it now pulls 1.5 ton, and it's a lot quicker.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there is Behemoth with Anthony and Michael Pritchard and Kane Aston. And Arnold Terminegger with Ian, William, and Holly Inglis. And Rambot with David Johnson, Muhantan Tungaswaran, and Tim Denyer.
2, 1, activate.
And here we go for the first of the eliminators of Heat N. And Behemoth off to a slow start. Oh, testing out the snowplow on Arnold. But Arnold's got a little plow of his own, lifting that arm up right under Behemoth. Behemoth is impaled, and Rambot comes in to clean up. Rambot just gets out of the trouble there for a minute. But Behemoth is still having an assisted wheelie here in the center of the arena. Oh, and he gets out of it and hits Rambot in the process. Rambot's got tons of speed here. If they could just connect with anybody, they'd be doing some damage. Behemoth wants a little payback and gets Arnold Terminegger up on its side. Falls back down again, and now Rambot's going to have a go at it. Rambot, with the power, tries to go over to the corner patrol zone. He doesn't want to be there. Sergeant Bash comes out, lets him know. But Rambot, look at this, right underneath Sergeant Bash. And And remember, if any of those bots get into the corner patrol zone where the house bots are waiting, they're going to do the nasty on them. They better get out of the way. And looks like Rambot should get out of the way now because Behemoth has got him upside down. Won't make any difference for Rambot. They can run either way, but they better keep their wheels out of harm's way. Behemoth is now up on Arnold Terminegger, who's got a self-righting mechanism that is flawless. It may look cumbersome, but they can always get over as Behemoth is having another head-on shot, and he pushes him right into dead metal. But Arnold gets out of trouble, and Behemoth has got Arnold up on the rails, and now it's Rambot's turn up on the rails. Wow, if this was a tag team match, Arnold would be getting ganged up on. Rambot comes back for another run. It's a little Rambot sandwich as Behemoth keeps flipping him over. It's not done yet. Wow, this is an incredibly even match for the three of these guys. They've all been dishing it out, and they've all been taking it. It's just a question of who's been taking more. If these guys last out for the whole round, then it's going to have to go down to a judge's decision, and they'll be marking on style, control, damage, and aggression. But only two can go through, so who's it going to be as the clock counts down? All of them amazing. Now that they look a little tired now. They're not really hitting anybody. Just waiting for the inevitable countdown. Let's see what the judges have to say. And while they decide, let's look at some of those highlights. Behemoth got off to an early start, going right after Arnold Terminegger, and then he went after Rambot. So he definitely was an aggressor. I bet he'll be sticking around. And there it is. The judges decide Rambot's out of there. Next up, Millennium Bug, X-Terminator, and Judge Shred 2 after the break. Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions. If you just joined us, you would have missed Rambot not being able to cut the mustard in a real close battle. So Behemoth and Arnold Terminegger go through to the next round. Next up, Millennium Bug, X-Terminator, and Judge Shred 2.
From Norwich, Millennium Bug.
Well, let's hope these guys are a little more existent than their namesake virus. At 353 pounds, they dwarf the opposition. Let's see what they can do with it.
My name is Rory Williams. I'm the team captain and designer of the Millennium Bug. Our team members are my son Thomas and Andrew Walker. Now, we're a walking robot, and that means we can be twice as heavy as the other robots. So we think we've got an excellent chance, and we're hoping to do very well.
From Hereford and seeded number 22, X-Terminator.
X-Terminator 2, in at 177 pounds. He's quick, he's strong, but he's a bit high up off the ground. Let's see if he can dish out a robo spanking.
I'm Simon, this is Paul. We have another team member, Marlon. This is our robot X-Terminator. Our main weapon is our axe here, which we use to impale as many opponents as possible.
Should we fail to use the axe, we may use this self-right mechanism to flip our robots over. As a defense mechanism, we have the bucket on the front, and should we get flipped, we have a self-right mechanism on the side.
From Colville in Leicestershire, Judge Shred 2.
Here come the judge, Judge Shred 2, with 4 wheelchair motors, 177 pounds of self-righting and pneumatic axe action. Slow, but it's low.
Hi, we're Team Judge Shred. This is our robot, Judge Shred 2. These are my colleagues, David and Paul.
Hey, my job is to look after the drivetrain, the electronics in here. I'm responsible for the weapons, axe, flipper, both powered by CO2.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there is Judge Shred 2, Alan and Paul Blakeman, Dave Cluley. And Millennium Bug with Rory and Thomas Williams and Andrew Walker. And X-Terminator with Marlon Pritchard, Paul Lewis, and Simon Baldwin.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see if twice the weight Millennium Bug will have an advantage in this round. Looks kind of slow and cumbersome to me, but X-Terminator goes right for the attack and goes right into Judge Shred 2. Bangs him into the rail, in fact. Now Judge Shred 2's having a little attack. He's shaving the legs of Millennium Bug. Look at that. Well, they aren't too well protected with those walking legs. He doesn't have one Achilles heel, he's got 8. They better put that disc to use before they're out of this round, as X-Terminator comes in with the axe and splices off a bit more leg, and now goes into the body. And now it's a tussle between X-Terminator and Judge Shred 2, who are testing each other's power. Terminator's definitely wary of the spike of Judge Shred 2. He can penetrate any kind of metal, and he's doing it. And now XT2 is going for the easy mark, going after Millennium Bug, trying to cure a virus before it gets any worse. And not much worse can happen to poor Millennium Bug. They've just been out there cumbersome as anything. Needing wheelchair motors to drive that thing. They need a wheelchair, period. And X-Terminator's gonna make him hurt. He's got the X drawn. He's gonna come in and just try to do whatever he can, but it's Judge Shred 2 from behind that lifts up. Look at that. 353 pounds of butt versus half as much weight, and they got him up and over, and he ain't going nowhere as Dead Metal comes in and grinds away at a cockroach stuck on its back. Well, he doesn't have a self-righting mechanism, so the Housepots are going to come in and just clean up here. As X-Terminator and Judge Shred 2 are still going at it. They don't need to. They're already through to the next round. Uh-oh. That was a big flip for a big bug as Dead Metal adds the finishing touches. And there it is. Millennium Bug is out of there. X-Terminator and Judge Shred 2 go through.
It's been high-octane action since the opening bell, and only 4 robots remain. We've got more to come on Robot Wars right after this.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where we've just seen Millennium Bug get squashed like a cockroach. Here's the lineup for round 2. X-Terminator up against Arnold Terminegger, but right now, Behemoth and Judge Shred 2.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Judge Shred 2, low to the ground, and a bad hair day for these guys. And Behemoth definitely showed its power and worthiness in the last round. Well, Behemoth has got the power, but Judge Shred 2 has got the low center of gravity. Let's see who this tussle's gonna favor. Oh, immediately, Behemoth gets stuck into the corner patrol zone, and Dead Metal's gonna make him feel it. He got him right into the clutches, and oh, he let him go. He let him go with a warning, it looks like to me. But Behemoth is now got Judge Shred 2 over the flames and trying to lift that arm up. Michael Pritchard on the pneumatic scoop of Behemoth, trying to put Judge Shred 2 out of its misery. They got a self-righting mechanism, but it doesn't seem to be doing much right now. Uh-oh, the Housepots are coming in. They definitely look immobilized. Wow, what an upset. Who would have thought Judge Shred 2 would have gone out so easy? Oh, that's the way the scales of the law bounce. This is not a good thing, but Behemoth must be elated as Sir Killalot lets his presence be known, and Shunt comes in with the axe. That Diamond Edge axe just went through Judge Shred 2 like butter. And Sir Killalot and Shunt are having a little judge party. Just to show you, nobody's beyond the long arm of the Housepot law. As Judge Shred 2 gets sentenced to the pit. So there it is, Judge Shred 2 sent up the river. Behemoth goes through. Next up, X-Terminator and Arnold Terminegger.
Roboteers, stand by.
And there's X-Terminator 2 with the axe held high. And Arnold Terminegger. Gee, I think there's a theme going on in this battle. Wow, look at the speed of X-Terminator 2 right off the block. Go right down with the axe, but miss their mark on Arnold Terminegger. Arnold Terminegger now with that lifting arm, backing up and sizing up the situation. Exterminator 2 has got a little trick of his own there. Slams him into the wall. Arnold near the corner patrol zone of Dead Metal. Dead Metal's got him in the clutches now. With those jaws of life or jaws of death for Arnold. They get out of it though. Exterminator 2 and Arnold Terminegger right up against each other again. Arnold up against the rails as that axe continues to get buried down right into the side of him. But Arnold's got a little trick for him. And the crowd loves that one. They put Exterminator 2 up on its side. Well, they got a good self-righting system there. And now they ram. What a battle this is. Arnold and Exterminator are dishing it out like nobody's business. Exterminator 2 now is having another run and tracks Arnold right into Sir Kill-A-Lot's corner patrol zone. Oh, it could be all over for Arnold. There look like some major flapping with those hooks going on. Yeah, they're way out of alignment. He can't drive too much forward because those lifting arms are dragging. Oh, that thing looks mangled. But he's still getting away. The only way he can drive is with those lifting arms up. So I think they may be in a little weapon trouble as Sergeant Bash comes out of his corner as the time runs out. Wow, they lucked out with the judge's decision on this. It was a matter of time before they got obliterated. And the judges go for Exterminator, who are going to have to go up against Behemoth. This is going to be a good one. Joni?
4 have bit the dust. 2 robots are left. 1 battle to settle the score. We'll wrap this up in just a moment. Don't go away.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where we're down to the 2 baddest bots. Behemoth went blazing through, and Exterminator exterminated everybody that came up against him, which sets us up for a Robotastic final. And that final is Behemoth up against Exterminator, and they'll be battling it out for one of the last places in the semifinals board.
Roboteers, stand by. From Hereford and seeded number 22, X-Terminator.
There's Exterminator, Marlon Pritchard at the controls. He's got a bit of a fan club there.
From Hemel Hempstead and number 6 seed, Behemoth.
And Behemoth with Anthony Pritchard at the controls. I don't think these guys are related.
3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go for the final of Heat End as Behemoth and Exterminator size each other up in the middle of the arena. And Behemoth flips over Exterminator 2. Exterminator 2 is right on its side, but it's got those great hydraulic lifters to push him right back into place. Behemoth, really the aggressor here with that snowplow front end lifting arm. Definitely keeping Exterminator 2 out of any kind of attack mode. Completely on the defense as Exterminator 2 just rolls out of it and comes back for more punishment. And now they're dishing out the punishment to Behemoth, pushing Behemoth over by Shunt in that CPZ. He doesn't want to be there. Behemoth gets out of dodge immediately. These guys know how important it is to get this 14th spot on the semifinalist board, because there's nothing after this if you lose. Exterminator 2 seems to have lost an axe from the last round. They're just using that lifting arm to push Behemoth around, but Behemoth isn't liking any of that. Another assisted wheelie by Exterminator 2 on behalf of Behemoth. Behemoth up against the rails and quickly gets down off of that wheelie and out to the middle of the arena. Wow, this has been really evenly matched all the way through. I wouldn't be surprised if this went to a judge's decision. And Dead Metal comes out of the corner patrol zone. And look at the lifting arm on Exterminator. Not much clearance there and not much surface area, but definitely does the business. That was a quick look at the Exterminator, boys, sizing up the opposition, trying to figure out what's the best strategy to end this one now. Because if it has to go to a judges, I don't know who it's going to go to. And there it goes. That 10-second count is on its way. Maybe there's one last thing they can do. But these guys had great protection on both of those bots. Well, it was all about strategy. It was real tit for tat from the beginning. X-Terminator was taking a punishment, and then Behemoth got some punishment. All the way around, this is going to be a tough decision. And the judges decide Behemoth gets exterminated, and X-Terminator goes through.
X-Terminator lives up to his name, exterminating every last thing standing between him and the semifinals. I'm Joni, and I'll be here with you next time when another robot crushes the competition for the right to move on. The tournament continues on Robot Wars Grand Champions.
All right, Joni, next time on Robot Wars, you're going to see Panic Attack, Smidsy, and Overkill.